Hey guys, welcome to InJayzBraiN. Today I'm here with my buddy Dave, and we're going to talk about some kind of just off-the-wall kind of little things.
Never know.
Yeah. This time though, we'll delve into the aliens conspiracy, if you will, I suppose. And let's jump back to let's go back to Eisenhower and
Eisenhower, right?
Where it all started.
The secret mission or secret time where he disappeared. You know, a lot of people heard about it. It was in the newspapers, and they couldn't find him. Secret Service was looking around for the president. You know,
right?
And then that's like the myth, the urban legend. You know, you might even say now, but that's when they made the agreements with the aliens that we get their technology and
some of their technology,
and then but then they could abduct more people or more cows, or you know, and that's what we saw. We saw more cows getting abducted, doing all the cattle mutilation. So some kind of a biological testing,
DNA testing, possibly cloning idea, or
right.
Yeah,
but it all happened after that point. Technology went exponential, and cattle mutilations and people abductions cases went,
and UFO sightings.
And UFO sightings went up, jumped huge.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, like 1,000 times over the last, you know, 50 years.
You know, and doing the research, you can dig in and actually find this document that Eisenhower signed. It's very interestingly written on how you can someone or something can abduct a human and use them for.
Well, that's the thing.
Purposes,
I think the moon is actually the mothership. Now, a lot of people will look at me and go, okay, but it is a mothership, and people just assume that this is a rock.
Right.
And
weird why we haven't gone up there forever, really.
Right. Well, and since even when the invention of the telescope came out. Mm-hmm. Galileo, even in some other, and then people after him, of course, could see things shooting across the moon.
Right.
Well, now you can look in YouTube, whatever, you'll find thousands of them, but you'll see this little spaceship going across the craters and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's towers on there that they etched out of the secret photos, you know. And it's like, but people they think, oh, how could there be well, there is.
Yeah. It's very highly possible and quite probable at this point. Really, the more that you know, the more that you're going. Well, wait a second, this might not be so far fetched, you know. And I implore you guys, try to prove us wrong. If you go out and prove us wrong, you'll end up right here going, well, you know, wait a second, there's something's awry.
Right. Well, and like I said earlier, if you look at the 37th parallel, across the country. That's where you can mark them out, and they're all right there. All the mass sightings across the country.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and you can find that too. It's very common knowledge that it's right along that belt. Okay, and it goes around, extends around the Earth.
Right, and a very interesting thing. We were just I was just showing him a YouTube video that I ran into the other day. Show it here real quick of nuclear testings, most of which ended up being, even by all the countries, were around the 37th parallel.
Right.
Is that terraforming something? You know, one question you're just throwing out.
Well, another theory we thought was that they were hitting maybe fault zones.
Faults, yeah, like in
trying to
terraform
too. They could change the alien thing. Yeah, there is some terraforming, but we don't understand all that yet, but we know there's something going on. There's 1 million sightings a year around the world.
Right.
Most people don't know that.
Yeah, they keep them all covered up now anymore. They really don't. I mean, you could find some on YouTube, and you're
but going... But 1 million.
But 1 million? I mean,
and 5% minimum, unexplained, 100%.
Right.
Okay.
They cannot be faulted whatsoever.
So 5%, which is 50,000, 5% of 1 million is 50,000 around the world. Now, I've seen them.
I have too.
I've witnessed
something I can't explain, and the way it took off and how it just hovered there forever for a really long time. Was,
you know how you see those satellites at night? You see them in the stars,
you can see them
going
cruising
like that.
along.
Well, that's what I thought it was when I first, because I've seen them many times.
Now, mind you, satellites, they don't change direction.
Yeah,
but
this thing was going like that.
it was
I
like,
thought, oh, it's a satellite, and I look up like that, and I went like that. I kid you not.
And you're like,
I swear to God, that's what I saw, and I mean, I've never seen up close, but but that was something definitely, you know,
different. Yeah. I've actually seen it in our atmosphere. It was cruising. It was hitting over a mountain out in Bonner's Ferry.
Right.
You know, out up in there.
Now a lot of people think of the cloaking. They can cloak their. Well, they can do this. They can cloak the whole spaceship. So that's why sightings really aren't that common as you think.
Right.
Because they're in another, what is it, the ultraviolet or infrared, you know. And they're actually there, but you can't see them.
We already have a cloaking
it's like
technology
a mirror
as well.
Technology,
you know?
right?
Yeah, it just reflects what you would see on the other side of it.
Right.
You know, we already have that technology now. I mean, where do you think we got that from?
Right. They have these suits.
It wasn't just all from.
They can put on right now,
and they
and
look
you can barely see them.
You can barely even tell. Yeah, we see those on Discovery and stuff.
Those are real.
That's much like what they. Yeah, I can totally see that.
Now remember, we were riding horses just a little while back.
Right. Yeah.
You know, for thousands of years, but all of a sudden, boom, we're smart.
Suddenly, we have cars and mad, crazy, cool computers and sweet technology.
No one ever
that
questions
gets to do some other stuff. And where did it all come from, and how quick? Why did it? How did it happen so quick? You know?
Right. You know, we've all heard that, and like.
And we supposedly went to the moon with less technology than a Casio calculator watch. You know, at that time.
You can look that up.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's only about 32 megabytes or something, or or something like that. It
was a ridiculous small amount of and then we just suddenly decided, no, let's not go up there anymore. Right. Although we found that there was tons of some people believe that it was part of this Earth when Planet X came in, broke off part of Planet X or whatever.
That's the theory. See, but no, I say no. That is actually a satellite, and I know it's hard, but if you look into it, you're going to see some weird anomalies. When NASA hit it, it would actually ring like a bell. The only thing that things ring like a bell are hollow.
That's when it's hollow, yeah.
And you can look back.
That's interesting.
Isaac Newton, I think, even believed in the hollow spheres of planets.
Like the Earth is hollow? Like
the Earth, I think there is possibilities.
I've seen stuff on it and read about stuff
but the moon is different. It's actually an artificial
planet-ish kind of thing.
Okay.
Kind of like the Death Star.
Think of it like a metal cake. Yeah, that's what
kind of.
Really. I swear to God, that's actually what it is.
Right? Still being in production to where they just goes
out. Well, think about it, people. How many meteors, meteor showers we get? We see all these meteors coming in at night, right?
Right.
We've all seen them. Sure. Shooting stars, right?
Yeah, they even know certain days of the month that there's a huge meteor shower that happens like every year.
Exactly. Now, we have a atmosphere.
Sure.
So when the rocks come in, they hit the air and it burns up, right?
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part. And, but the moon doesn't. The moon doesn't have that. Now, we see these meteors all the time.
Right. Yeah, and you got all these craters all over the moon.
But there's craters all over the moon, but, scratch your head. When's the last time you heard on the news that the moon was hit by a meteor?
Or something.
Wait a second. What did you just say? Okay.
Wait, yeah.
Okay. We have an atmosphere. So here's rocks out in space, and here's the Earth, and here's the moon coming with us, right? Goes around us. There's rocks out here. When we go through these belts, we hit these rocks, and those are the meteors you see. Why don't we see the moon get hit? It's sitting out here with all these rocks coming at it, just like us, but it's not getting hit. You haven't heard one report. You can't tell me.
I have never heard a report
when it's got hit by a rock, when they got a picture of it.
Yeah. All right, and you would think with we got some pretty badass telescopes, so you would think they would be able to show some pretty cool
remember, it doesn't have an atmosphere.
Impacts.
So if it hit, it would you could probably see it at night.
Right.
It'd be like a big old plume of dust coming off of it. It wouldn't be really all that hard to see, I don't think.
Very true.
So no one thinks about this
and
kind
that
of
dust
stuff.
would hang around for a long time because there's no,
Oh, but It doesn't get hit. Let me tell you about that part.
Let's go over that one more time.
But it's got craters. It's been hit, yeah, but it's not getting hit. Now, we get hit every night. Okay?
So it's only being, basically, it's only a figment of your
so?
imagination that it's actually hit.
How is it not hit? Does it have a force field and it doesn't...
No longer. It
doesn't get hit?
And it was just shown as in craters to make us oddly believe that, oh wait, yeah, because it's out there. It doesn't have an atmosphere of its own, so it's going to be out there to its open.
Well,
whatever comes in.
Craters are convex. If you hit something, it goes like this.
Yeah, certainly.
Then concave is where it curves this way.
Right.
Well, actually, the craters on the moon are actually concave. They're rounded craters, which makes no sense.
Oh, they're rounded and then they go in?
They're rounded up, and then you see the ridge on the ends, which is a concave. It's not a convex. Convex is when it hits, and then the material shoots out.
Right.
So, that's what leads me to believe it's artificial, is that it looks like craters, but they're not.
But they're just not.
It's called camo, people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called a ghillie suit, just a really big one.
But it's got all these craters on it, so we never question it. And anyways, now the weight of the orbit of the mass of the moon that goes around the Earth doesn't actually match.
Whoa, to make up...
To actually, the moon shouldn't be in the place that it is in orbit. You can look it up. I've looked all this stuff up. I'm not kidding, folks.
Yeah, do the research, guys.
Okay? You look up the mass to keep the moon in orbit. For its mass, it's actually in the wrong orbit. Now, did you hear that? It's in calculation. You can
now,
calculate
how far off in the wrong
Now,
orbit?
if it's hollow, now it might actually fit.
Oh, and it becomes a hollow sphere.
Now all of a sudden it fits that gravitational.
Because the mass is much smaller.
And now it fits. That's where I'm going with it, folks. These are all mathematical challenges that you have to look at.
Right. Yeah, everything's in math. Truth is all in math.
And this gets back to what they call the divine ratio. The divine ratio. It all fits this pattern again.
Yeah, that is interesting.
But I do believe it is an alien stop base of some kind of control spacecraft. You want to say mothership? I don't care, but
something not necessarily of this world, or what we were led to believe. Like what we're going to be going in on a lot of the series is things that we were led to believe that just weren't.
That's not true.
That is totally not true. But yeah, very interesting. So,
anyways,
we'll
hit up another one soon.
Right.
We got
Thank you guys for
them.
watching. Definitely this was pretty fun, and we'll be coming up with a bunch more, maybe one a week or whatnot, and see how we roll. One a month. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So, until next time, guys.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Have a great one.